Bakit ko naisipan mag-vlog? Wow, big time. This is to document my pregnancy. So, currently, I am 10 weeks and 6 days pregnant. So, tomorrow, technically, it will be 11 weeks na. Ayun, so, reason why we wanted to keep it to ourselves for the meantime is because meron kaming history before which not all people knew about it, and which we decided previously to just keep it to ourselves also. Medyo secretive kami, no? By nature, ganun si Erwin. Pero parang na-adapt ko na in some point. So, quick history muna during the first pregnancy. So, the first pregnancy did not push through, unfortunately for us. That was way back 2017. Not all people knew about it. I decided not to cascade it to everybody, not to post it to social media. The first time that I learned about it, and thankfully I did not, kasi after a short span of time, magkakaroon pala ng tragedy like that. And back during that time, I was still working, and it's an office work, very stressful, napaka daming overload task. So actually I did not knew that I was pregnant, not until the time that we had the pregnancy test, and of course the transvaginal ultrasound, or the ultrasound itself. It happened very fast, like in a span of 1 week. Super fast, and parang snap of finger lang siya. Like, for example, Monday, we knew that I am pregnant. I was actually measuring 5 weeks and 6 days, so technically almost 6 days. It has a heartbeat, and we actually saw the embryo in the ultrasound. So we were really elated, thankful, super mixed emotion. And then 1 day, 2 days have passed. Napakabilis lang. I suddenly had a spotting. So after nun, tuloy-tuloy na siya hanggang sa nag-bleed na ako, and I was rushed in Makati Med. And eventually, after 2 days, just the span of 7 days, 1 week, nag-bleed ako. I was confined in a hospital. That's almost my birthday, so it's really heartbreaking. Sobra. So, paano nga ba? Last January, I started to feel weird na basta parang kakaiba yung feeling ko. Like, for example, lagi akong antok, lagi akong pagod. Bagsasaing lang ako ng 3 cups of rice sa rice cooker. Pagod na ako after, like, gusto ko nang humiga buong maghapon. And then, also, I felt weird cramps prior to my period. Usually, I'm not sure if it's applicable to all girls or some. Normally kasi sa akin, kapag magkakaroon ako, or kapag meron ako actually, that's the time dysmenorrhea occurs. Pero, that particular month, sa January, sabi ko, bakit ganun? Parang 7 days before nung supposed to be period ko, ang sakit na ng puson ko. Sobrang sakit na talagang parang nagkakram siya. So sabi ko, parang iba. May weird. I started to tell Erwin, sabi ko, parang may kakaiba. So sabi ko, sige, can you buy at least 3 PT in different brands para we could really test yung viability nung result later on. So yeah, after that, we tested. It's January 20, and I tested positive January 20 this year. For the first prenatal checkup, basically we did not see anything yet kasi it was like hindi pa ako nagkakaroon ng period, and I did not miss my period yet. So for example, January 25 yung period, and by January 20 I learned that I'm positive, and I did not miss January 25 yet. So technically it's still too early to tell. So when we did the ultrasound, we saw a gestational sac only, and yun. So the doctor told us that it's too early. We could not see any fetal pole or yung tiny dot sa ultrasound. That's like the ano ba tawag? Fetal pole yun before the embryo yun. So it's totally gestational sac only. So sabi ng OB, it's okay kasi it's still early. It's still young. Baka mamaya you're only 3 weeks pregnant pa lang. So let's do another ultrasound after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. The wait from the first ultrasound until the second ultrasound is really, really long for me. Kahit nagbakasyon ako, parang sabi ko, oh my gosh. Kasi when you experience a miscarriage, yung anxiety, yung fear, and yung worry now that you're pregnant again, iba yung level niya compared to first-time moms. So, parang papasok sa utak mo na, oh my gosh, paano kung mangyari na naman yun? What if ganyan, what if ganyan, what if ganyan? So, it happened to me. And actually, I'm not sure. Siguro, it happens to all mom-to-bees. Yung anxiety and worry. Kasi sobrang haba nung iintayin mo just to check if your baby or if the fetus is doing well inside. So, there. We decided to go back. Right after. No, not really right after. Siguro a few days after we returned from Indonesia to have our second prenatal visit. And then for the second prenatal visit, we of course had another ultrasound, and that's when we saw the fetus already. So actually prior to that, worried din ako. Sabi ko, oh my gosh, paano kung in the app I'm measuring 7 weeks? What if through the ultrasound, through the size of the fetus inside, it could happen na you're measuring 7 weeks but the size of the fetus measures only 6 weeks or 5 weeks behind. So sabi ko, oh my gosh, paano kung ganun? Paano kung walang heart? Sobrang bombarded ako ng mga thoughts na paano kung ganyan, paano kung ganyan. Sobrang, in short, nagkakaroon ako ng panic attack or parang sabog yung utak ko sa anxiety. And during that time na nasa ultrasound na ako, sobrang kinakabahan ako. Sabi ko, Lord, kung hindi okay, anong gagawin ko? Kung okay, thank you. Pero kung hindi okay, paano ko tatanggapin? So, thankfully, after nung nakita ko sa screen na meron na siyang fetal pole, medyo nakahinga na ako ng maluwag. And here it is, my first ultrasound. And medyo hindi pa siya malinaw. So, when I had the first ultrasound, it measured, or the baby measured 7 weeks and 1 day. So it's a little bit behind the expected measurement. Sa mga app, it's like 3 or 4 days behind, pero it's okay, not weeks behind. So I calmed myself down after that, after seeing the baby. And this is the baby. Ayan siya. Medyo malabo, no? So another perspective. Yan. This is the yolk sac, and this is the actual fetal pole or fetus or embryo or whatever you call it. Yan. And it's measuring from yung CRL, crown to rump, yung from head to butt. Well, rin-research ko yun. CRL, crown to rump. Tama ba? Rump length. Yun yung measurement ng embryo or ng fetus from the head until sa puwet or sa butt ng baby. So, ayan siya. Ayun, mag-focus. CRL, mukha ko nag-focus. CRL, it's 7 weeks and 1 day. So, yung anxiety ko mas nag-subside when we learned, or when we actually heard the heartbeat. The heartbeat is measuring 151 or 151 beats per minute. It's measured by BPM. So, sabi ko, yes, he's very alive. He or she is very alive. Kasi, I've read and they said na the more high or the higher the heartbeat is, the more alive the baby is. So, I was really relieved during that time. Although, may mga pumapasok pa ding thoughts. But, sabi ko completely, yes, thank you, Lord. From there, I decided not still to divulge the news to everybody. It's because, as many people would say, it's very critical in the first trimester, diba? So, anything could happen. Pwedeng maulit ulit. Pwedeng mag-push through to a healthy pregnancy. That's why, siguro, most of the mom-to-be decide not to announce it until the second trimester. And that's my decision as well. So I'm keeping this video just in case something happened. Still, I have the documentation. And if it progresses, then everybody would be happy. So, currently, as I speak, I'm already 10 weeks and 6 days pregnant.
There. Nice. Ayan, oh, so that is the head. There's legs that are stretched out there. There's an arm. So a lot of movements.
Although I cannot feel it yet.
Yeah, because it's small. The movements are only 18 to 20 weeks, so you really can't feel it. We're too small to be felt. So there's a heartbeat. So let's still listen to the heartbeat. Beautiful. Such a good rhythm. $174, perfect. So we still measure crown rump length to monitor the baby size.
Okay.
So let's look at the length of this baby. That's, you can see an arm there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, we're definitely alive.
So, this is my bare face. No makeup, all pimple, pregnancy hormone effect. So, for the third prenatal visit update, Actually, it happened 2 weeks ago. I was already late in filming. I did not, or I was not able to take any videos kasi hindi naman kami nag-ultrasound. We just did the Doppler. Tama ba? Doppler, yung tool or anong tawag doon? Parang maliit lang siya na device to measure the heartbeat of the baby. So the heartbeat now is 153. So going back to the first sorry, not first, going back to the second prenatal visit, actually it's 174 and then it's down to 150. So I asked, bakit ganon? What happened? Is it normal? So, well, the explanation was, by the time that the fetus is smaller, of course, the heartbeat or the heart pumps more blood to develop everything or every cell or every organ in the body or yeah, in the body of the baby. So now that it has grown to medyo half of the pregnancy measurement already. So it's going to the normal heartbeat. So it could decrease provided na it's not lesser than 120 BPM. So still good. So basically for the panorama test, it's only genetic testing. So similarly compared to a DNA test, the specimen is blood from the mother. So kinunan ako ng mga 2 vials of blood. And I was surprised it's not done here in the Philippines pala. So yung 2 vials na yon were sent to SG, if I'm not mistaken, kaya siya pricey. And they will be going to send the results from SG. So there. And the reason or the purpose of the test is to actually determine or identify as early as 11 to 13 weeks of pregnancy if your baby or if the fetus inside is or will have a tendency or will have a high risk tendency to have chromosomal defects, and number 1 doon is Down syndrome. Others are trisomy, yung mga chromosomal defects na triple X syndrome, XXY, mga ganon. Basically chromosomal. So we did not say yes during the first time na it was mentioned to us, kasi sabi ko bakit sobrang mahal, and also parang it's something that we could skip if we'd like to. So Erwin said na, sabi niya, it's okay, the important thing is we know that the baby is safe. So sabi ko 50-50 pa rin ako. Sabi ko, ang mahal. Tapos, number 2, sabi ko, pwede naman na skip yon. Pero, kasi, we had our history nga of miscarriage. So, a part of me also wanted to push through. In the end, we decided to go with it on my 12th or 13th weeks of pregnancy, and I have the result now. It was interpreted to us per OB. And the good thing about it is that you could know as early as 13 weeks or 12 weeks or even actually 9 weeks the gender of your baby, kasi it's basically genetic testing. So it's the most accurate test to predict the gender before the gender scan or yung ultrasound na ini-spot kung nandun yung lawet or walang lawet. So, if male or female. So, sabi ko, sige, exciting, go. And you have the option, you will actually tick in the form if you would like to know the gender or not. So, for us, we decided na, sige, wala namang kaso yan. Basta, healthy yung baby, if it's a girl or a boy, okay lang. Kahit bakla or tomboy, okay lang. And we have the test. So And we have the result. So from the day that the blood will be extracted, it will actually take 2 weeks for the results to come in from SG, and we actually received a message ahead of time from the clinic or from my OB that it's basically good, all good, but for the particular test results, it was explained just on my third prenatal visit. So, are you ready? Here. Gusto ko i-cover yung gender pa-surprise. So, here. This is actually, ayun, cover natin. This is the result. The name is Panorama. And, yung mukha ko naman yung nakikita. Yan. Those are my personal information. Kung kailan dinraw yung blood, kung kailan na-receive sa SG yung blood. And basically, this is the most important thing. It's low risk. So, final result summary. And itong kino-cover kong to is the gender. So, later on, ayoko muna i-reveal, but I know already. So, yun. And, well, this is, tabi natin. This is the detailed, I just want to show you. This is the detailed result of a panorama. Ito yung pinagkaintay-intay ko ng 2 weeks. And ninervous ako. Sabi ko, shit, sana okay. Sana po, ito na naman, paano na naman kung ganito, paano na naman kung ganyan. So, thankfully, after the 2 weeks wait, it was all normal. And, ito yung result. Result details. Shocks, nagpo-focus yung pimples ko. Ayan. Trisomy. Ayan siya. So, all low risk. So, basically, the test, it's not quantitative, like percentage or point system. It's more on, yeah, it's quantitative on this part. Pero, it's more on determining if you're high risk or low risk talaga. So, the important thing is this one. Yan. So, these are the actual conditions that they could trace through the DNA if ever you would be in a high risk or low risk. So, thankfully, thank God, all of these, my baby is safe from all of this. So, yes, that's a good point. Kasi I've learned, this is very vital pala in other countries, especially in Western countries. Kumbaga, it's part of their routine test for pregnant women kasi the sense and the sole purpose of this test is for the mom to know as early as 13 weeks if ever there will be a possibility of chromosomal defect, and from there, as early as 13 weeks, the mom can decide to terminate the pregnancy. So that's actually the purpose, and knowing it, parang at first I would not really consider shedding off a huge money for that alone, kasi if ever it's high risk, parang it's not something that I would consider as well. So, kumbaga, termination is not something I would consider, or even kumbaga, morally accepted here in the Philippines. So, kaya medyo nag-alangan din kami, pero it's okay na. So, we have the results already. So, hello! So, it's been a long time since I filmed the last update of my pregnancy, and as you can see, I have gained quite a lot of weight. So, pre-pregnancy weight was 45 kilograms, and now, surprisingly, this was my goal even before I'm not pregnant, to reach 50 kilograms, and now I'm 51 kilograms. Grabe. So, many things happened during the past few weeks. Technically today is June 23, and I am approaching my 27 weeks. So that would mean that I'm almost in the third trimester. So I have my latest ultrasound here. Update, I am already done with congenital anomaly scan, yun yung CAS na tinatawag, wherein every organ of the baby will be checked from the brain down until the digestive system and everything, to check na yung measurements, complete, may ganun pala. I was really nervous before that kasi dun may spot kung merong parang physical, may tendency na magkaroon ng physical defect yung baby. So, it was nerve-wracking for me before the procedure, and actually while waiting for 19 or 20 weeks, because normally it was done between 19 to 23 weeks ata. Mine, I took the procedure when I was almost 20 weeks ata. Parang ganun. Parang 19 and 5 days ako. And I was nervous. I was not able to take a video in Makati Med kasi I attempted. Pero the doctor said, oh, you cannot take video kasi we have a data privacy. So, okay. Sayang yung moment. It was 30 minutes to 1 hour period. So, it's quite a long ultrasound. 2D or 3D siya? Parang 2D ata. 2D to check everything. Lahat. From head to toe ng baby. So, thankfully, everything is normal. I was not able to document it, sayang. Although, I have ultrasounds printed in paper. Kaso, it's better if filmed. So, yun. It's really measured pala, no? In every detail. Kasi, for example, yung bones, major bones ng baby, sa arms, if yung length ng left arm, and if yung length ng right arm are equal or almost close, kasi meron daw na mga instances na mas maikli yung left or mas mahaba yung right. So, may mga ganong abnormalities daw. And then, lahat, pati yung fluid sa brain, yung fluid sa stomach, if okay na yung lungs, and yung fingers, are they well developed. So, doon mo makikita from 19 to 20 weeks kung okay yung development ni baby mid during the pregnancy. So, for baby, thankfully, everything was alright, everything was normal. So, from there, parang I really gained my footing in this pregnancy na so far na dun ako, kasi I've mentioned before that I have a lot of parang anxiety and anxiety because of the miscarriage and everything. So, after the CAS, parang I figured that yes, confirmed na everything is okay with the baby. Now, what I need to do is to just keep on eating the right food, walang stress, and so on and so forth. So, yun. And I am also done with yung, GD test. So, ito rin yung isang wini-worry ko, or wini-worry namin ni Erwin before, is because I am really a sucker for sweet things talaga, and milk tea, cakes, ice creams, even before. So, I've learned now during pregnancy pala there's a tendency for a mom or for the pregnant woman to have a gestational diabetes. So, part of the routine procedures during the second trimester is for a pregnant woman to take the GDD or gestational something, GDT or something, I'm not sure, but a GD to detect the gestational diabetes level or potential of the mother. So, the procedure, it was done also in Makati Med. You will be required to take parang a concoction of super sweet glucose. Buti na lang sa Makati Med may mili ka if orange flavor or Coke flavor. I'm not sure how it tastes kapag wala lasa, like plain tubig na super tamis. So, buti na lang yung akin, medyo lasang Coke lang siya. It's quite tolerable. I thought it's something na parang isusuka ko or something. Kasi lagi nila sinasabi, or lagi ko nababasa sa mga articles na usually nasusuka daw yung mga moms while just drinking a few sip of that juice or whatever. So sabi ko, ano ang lasa nun? Pero surprisingly, I was able to take it. Bibilangan ka kasi na oras. Parang it's like 3 blood extraction. And what will happen is that first, after you arrived in the lab, they will take the first blood extraction right before you take up that drink. So, parang before the sugar intake, you'll be advised to have fasting, and then kukunan ka ng dugo after you arrive in the lab, and then yun yung parang blood level mo without the sugar in your body yet. And then after that, you will be asked to take yung parang, I'm not sure about the measurement kung how many liters yun, pero medyo parang isang bote din siya. And then after that, bilangan ka nila on the last drop, they will be starting the count of 1 hour. And after 1 hour, you'll be asked to return to the lab to get the second blood sample na itetest nila kung nag-shoot yung sugar or insulin insulin level mo, or how your body reacts to the sugar. And then after that, the third will be from the second hour. So it's technically 3 or almost 3 hours. Nandito kami sa Makati, may naghintay lang kami. Nakakanga lang kami dun. So, according to my OB, I passed the GD test with flying colors, surprisingly. So, I was expecting na low tolerance ako kasi I am really fond of sweet food, desserts, ice cream, milk tea, even now actually. So, si Erwin, sobrang nirestrict niya ako with all the sweet things. Even rice, we even considered for 3 weeks na mag-brown rice just to prepare for the test, or just to see if there's like a change, there would be a change, or ano, and then more vegetable, more fruits. And thankfully, I reacted normal in the test, and yeah, I passed the gestational diabetes test. So, wala akong potential for GD. Although, I've researched, even though for example, during the second or third trimester that you were diagnosed with GD, it goes away pala after pregnancy, after you gave birth. Well, the complications, I've heard and I've researched, if you have a GD, there's more potential for the mom to have a CS later on. So, also, potential din siya na magkaroon ng hypertension for the mom during pregnancy, which is not really good kasi mostly magte-trigger siya ng mga contractions and so on and so forth na at risk during the pregnancy. So while I passed, and that's really, really good. So let me just show you a quick summary or glimpse ng latest ultrasound ko. So this was done while I am 24 weeks and 5 days. So lapit tayo. Here. So ayan, 24 weeks and 5 days. And then nandito yung summary ng measurements. And then so cute na OB ko. Pati yung pag-cross ng legs ng baby, ini-screenshot niya. So, sabi niya, this is the legs. Oh, see, it's crossed. Although, it's hard for me to really picture out. Kasi, syempre, black and white siya. So, although, nakikita ko din yung white na X na yun. Yan. So, normally naman, di ba kapag, babies are quite tucked in the tummy. Kasi maliit lang yung space nila inside. So, here, ano nakalagay? Thigh bone. Itong persistent na white line na yan yung small thigh bone, developing bone ni baby. Sa gilid may mga measurements din. Next, the circumference, joke, stomach pala to. Yung may picture, akala ko head. Yung stomach daw ni baby. Although ang hirap i-picture out, no? I am really amazed with, anong tawag doon? With OBs or yung mga nag-ultrasound na they can really picture out, sasabihin nila, this is the kidney, this is the lungs, this is the fingers. Pero, if you look closely, it's only black and white. Diba ang hirap? See, stomach daw yan. Ang galing nila. I am really amazed. Sobrang pinag-aaralan siya. And this is the heartbeat. We've heard the heartbeat. It's 160 BPM now. Tumaas siya na konti, although it's still normal. The normal is around 120 to 180. If it's lower or higher, medyo may something. Pero so we are within the range. So it's 160. Okay naman siya. So he has a stable heart so far. Next, ito. Face. Si Erwin kasi during the time that this was done, ayaw niya ibigay yung phone ko. Wag na daw. No need to take video. So, hindi ko siya na-film. Sayang. And then, ito, yung face. I'm not sure if you can really tell. Paano ba? Yan. Yan daw yung face. Although, I can see parang ito ata yung forehead. And then, ito yung eyes. The nose. And the upper lip. I'm not sure if you can visualize it. And last would be the picture, or ito yung sinasabi ko, the circumference of the head. Bine-measure din pala yan. Parang they have like an equivalent week of the measurement. Say for example, kung halimbawa ito, yung measurement ito in centimeters is equivalent to how many weeks, or 24 weeks ba siya. So, from there, sa ultrasound, malalaman mo na, okay, by counting, I am 24 weeks, but if dito ba sa measurement through ultrasound ni baby is equivalent din ba sa 24 weeks. So, dun malalaman kung the baby is growing fast or the baby is growing slow dun sa facing ng weeks. So, yeah. Just by looking at the camera, I look fat already, pero personal, parang ganun pa rin naman. Although, this is my belly bump already. It's quite visible. It's quite mabilog na din. Kasi I've been really comparing to other belly bump photos online. Sabi ko, bakit yung akin ang liit? Parang kumain lang sa buffet. And although now, when I started the facing from the last weeks of second trimester now, and now that I'm approaching the third trimester. So, sabi ni doc, medyo magiging rapid na yung growth ni baby. And true enough, medyo bilugan na siya. And I could really feel yung weight, yung hirap, especially when I sleep at night. Yung pagpaling sa left, pagpaling sa right, ang likod ko parang matulog sa gabi. So, ayun. Common complaints that I always rant to is yung number one, yung sakit sa balakang. Kasi my physical body is just really petite. And yung bones ko, medyo, syempre, hindi ganun kalaki. And yung weight ngayon ng baby, habang lumalaki siya, is already felt dito sa hips ko. So, medyo masakit siya. Minsan, mabilis ako mangalay. Although, I know it's really natural for all pregnant women. Ano pa ba? What else? Yeah. I also felt, ito second and third trimesters, siguro symptom or part of, you know, that you're pregnant symptom, na parang the body temperature really spike up. Siguro depends on the hormone na din. Kasi, di ba, when you're pregnant, your hormones shoot up talaga. So, ako, I feel really, 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 really hot. Like, Erwin would tell me, bakit the aircon was already set to its highest point. I mean, yeah, yung pinakamalamig na. And then, pinapapawisan ako. Sobra. So, sabi ko, I cannot really stay downstairs for too long kasi sa baba, we just have an electric fan. So, sabi ko, hindi ko kaya kasi sobrang init. Yung regular na body temperature, parang tumataas talaga na hindi uncomfortable ako, na irritable ako, and so on and so forth. What else? Well, yeah, yun lang naman. So far, for the update for 27 weeks. And hopefully, I would be able to take photos or more videos so I could compile more for this pregnancy vlog.
So we're definitely head down. Okay. A face, parang very tight already.
Tight.
There. Meaning smushed. Meaning, ayan yung mata niya. Pero hindi ko na mailabas. May nakatakip na fist. There. So, yeah, no, that's where the face is. But it's so smushed. And there's even a fist covering that I can't bring it out. I'll try. And we're really making siksik. No, look at how low. Look at where I'm going, which is a good thing. We like low. Low means good starting point. And that's why you're peeing very often. Because this is your bladder. Look at how small your bladder is from here to here. Because the baby's head is right on top of your bladder. See? Kita mo sinisiksik na. So, I like that. Because to me, low is good.
Too early or just
No,
fine?
no. We're 36 and a half. So if baby decided to come out this week, it's fine. So let's measure. Although, yun pa rin, medyo malapad pa rin yung face na. 81st percentile.
81st?
I know.
Oh my God, ang laki.
That's how wide it is. But I think head circumference is okay. I think it's just a wide face. See?
Chubby cheeks.
Yeah, wide lang yung face. Malapat lang yung mukha niya. Oh, 36 naman yung aking head
36.
circumference. Okay. So, a wide face kasi we're wide side to side. Yan dapat yung face niya. Facing my side siya. Ayan, oh. But yun na nga eh. Nakatakip yung kamay eh. Oh. I'll come back to see if I can still see the face. Putting in color. Okay, no cord around the area of the neck. But even if I saw a cord, it doesn't mean cesarean kita today. As long as the baby is moving well, the blood flow to the heart there. That's a perfect heart beating and pumping. And I want to measure. Beautiful heartbeat. 143 beats, perfect. 120 to 160 is a good range. Then if that's the heart, I'm gonna go a little bit above there. This is my stomach bubble. So I want to measure how fat the baby is. So this is me putting the tape measure, remember, around this baby's waistline. Oh naman, 36 weeks and 5 days. So we're
Just
okay. Yeah, we're just right. Then a little bit above that again. Remember, is I need thigh bone. Then the ultrasound will come up with an estimated fetal weight. So all of the small parts facing towards me. So lots of sharp movements here. That's why the
Yes.
knee, the elbows, there's,
Umaabot
well,
na dito sa gilid.
there's big baby balls. There pa rin, oh. There's the bird and the tuy-tuy there. Ayan, making silip. Ayan, okay. Baby boy parts. Kitang-kita. Okay, complete baby boy merchandise is there. Then there's a thigh bone there, long bone.
Ayan. Nice.
So we measure the thigh bone. Tama lang din. 36 weeks, which is now where we should be. So to me though, aside from getting estimated fetal weight, it's also making sure that the baby's in a safe place. And that's all about the water. So yan yung placenta up high, nakita mo yung mga white spots. So that's good, nagmamature na kasi nga full term na tayo. It really means ripened na yung placenta ko. But it's the water around the baby that keeps the baby safe. So that's one nice big pocket of water. Then I go down here to measure the second big pocket of water. So I divide your abdomen into 4. Then I look on this side. Dito it's masikip eh, oh. This is where the back, the spine
Yes.
is. So parang sikip here, oh. Hard to find. But there's a nice pocket of water, pero maliit lang. Then I go here.
Facing right siya sa lagi,
Oo,
no?
facing towards my side. But remember, I want them to be face down. So pwede pa siyang, actually, umiikot-ikot, nagtutwirl pa yung head niyan eh. So pwedeng facing the left, pwedeng facing towards the right. One more pocket of water. Okay, 12.8. I worry when it's less than 5. So that's good amounts of water. So talagang facing towards me. So dapat nga ito yung face niya eh. Yan. Ito dapat eh. But I can't bring it out. Talagang nakaganyan yung kamay. You know, that's a nose. Supposedly that's an eye. This is the forehead. Yan. But I can't bring it out anymore. And it's too smushed. Okay. So we are 2.9 kilos. So that's mga 6 pounds. 6 pounds,
Okay.
3 ounces.